What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and welcome to episode 11 of For the Love of the Game, the series where I experiment with Queen's Park, the all-amateur side from the lowest of the Scottish football leagues, and try to promote them all the way up to the first division. It's been 10 games since our last livecom, and Queen's Park are still in first place, 6 points clear of Airdrie, 45 points through 23 matches with a record of 14 3 and 6. Now today we're going to be taking on Anand and Arbroath as our last little break in the season before the end. And after that, it may be a season review as we have won the league, or it could be going back through the promotion playoffs. I don't know. We hope that it's the former, but if it's the latter, then well, we just had to deal with it. But let's take a look at how we've fared since our last double live com of Albion Rovers and Clyde. And as you can see, a lot of green, a little yellow and red, but it was 6 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. Great run of form throughout the majority of these last couple of months. Let's take a look at how we've gone on since then. After Clyde, we took on Stenhousemuir at home and we defeated them 2-0. Graham Forsyth and Thomas Collins factoring in on the goals, even though Stenhousemuir were completely outclassed us on the day. Graham Forsyth and Tom Collins both getting goals against the run of play. And I want to say that Tom Collins' one was a real poacher's effort, too. So we were really lucky to defeat Stenhousemuir with only taking 6 shots on goal, or 6 shots total, and 2 of them on target, both of them going in. Stenhousemuir with 16 and 4, majority possession. Very lucky to pull away with the 3 points on the day. We then followed that up with a match again at home. It was against Anand, and we defeated them 2-1. Jordan Guard picking himself up brace, 47th and 79th minutes, so both second half goals, as Anand took the early lead off of a penalty kick. So we were fighting all the way back through the second half, and we were able to pull out a victory 2-1. 9 shots, 4 of them on target, a little less possession, but it didn't matter in the end, as even in this somewhat boring match, we were able to pull off a victory and 3 more points. Against Montrose, Montrose have not had the best of seasons, and they were looking to try and turn their fortunes around against us. We came in and defeated them 3-2. Danny McNulty and Andy McKinnon picking up goals. McKinnon with a brace, all of them in the first half. Montrose tried a second half rally as 2 minutes into, they score a goal, and then right at the 90th minute, they scored a second. It looked like that all game they were going to try and get back into this, and it looked like they were going to get the game-tying goal in stoppage time too, but we were able to quell that before anything bad could happen on our end. 16 shots, 8 of them on target, majority possession, not a lot of fouls on our end, which is really good considering that we like to tackle, and we've had quite a bit of yellow cards shown our way throughout this past season, but it's another 3 points, definitely helping us on our way. We then hit a little bit of a sideways run as we had 2 straight draws. First off against the Stirlingshire at home, Graham Forsyth had to rescue that at the very dying minutes in the 87th, as you can see there, with a goal to tie it up at 1. It was pretty even all the way through. The only real difference is East Stirlingshire had a little better possession while we had more shots on target. Felt that the way the game was played, it could have gone either way, but we'll settle for the draw at this point. And at least we didn't lose out on all the points. That's how I feel about that. And then we followed that up with a 2-2 draw against Arbroath, and this was a very back and forth affair. Jordan Garden getting the scoring off right in the 37th minute with a penalty. Arbroath answering right as the halftime whistle was about to blow. Andy McKinnon then scoring our second and final goal in the 54th minute, but then Arbroath answered later on in the second half. It was another one of those, could have gone any way, like East Stirlingshire. The only real difference here was amount of possession. We were both even on shots on target. Arbroath had a little more shots taken in total, but once again, another match where taking something away, even if it's just a point, is a good result. We then ended those draws with a win against Elgin City. Once again, another team that has not performed as well as they should have, having just been a relegated side from League One. We defeated them 2-1 at home as Andy McKinnon and Jordan Garden picking up goals. to put it at 2-0 before Elgin City had gotten one back just 8 minutes later. 17 shots taken, 11 of them on target, majority possession. You expect to win those games more often than not, and we did so today. Then we hit a definite rough patch with 2 straight losses against teams that, going by past results, definitely could have been wins if not draws. A 3-1 loss at home to Albion Rovers with Andy McLean getting the only goal. It was a very deserved victory for Albion Rovers as they completely dominated us in every single aspect of the game. 18 shots to our 6, 5 on target to our 1, which was the only one that was scored, and absolute lion's share of the possession. Just looking back at the entire match, Albion Rovers did deserve all 3 points, which is disheartening because after our run of form we had in the past, I didn't think that we would come to a crashing halt as quickly as it did. And then we followed that up with another loss to Airdrie, and we lost away. Martin McBride picking up both goals for us, first with a penalty in the 48th minute, and then one in the 2nd minute of stoppage time as we were in our own little panic mode, trying to salvage something from this match, but in the end it just did not happen. 13 shots, 5 of them on target, equal possession both sides. I felt that this could have been a match that we, like I said, could have taken something out of, could have gotten a draw, but in the end we didn't do enough to get it. So that's why we ended up losing. But then coming off the back of those 2 losses, we have 2 more wins to round out this run, this set. A 2-1 victory away to Stenhousemuir, Andy McKinnon and Jordan Garden picking up goals after Stenhousemuir took the lead just before halftime. It was really a great game as in the second half we came alive. That's where the majority of our shots taken on the stat sheet came from. 15 shots total, 5 of them on target, majority possession. Once again, you expect to win those games compared to how much they took. So it was great to get all 3 points there. And then finally, against our bitter rivals of Clyde, we defeated them 4-2 at Hampton Park as Brian Prunty with 2 goals, David Sinclair and Jordan Garden getting on the score sheet as well. And as you can see, we were down for the majority of this match. Brian Prunty, yes, getting the goal in the 7th minute, but then Clyde picking up 2 in the first half to give them the lead up until the 80th minute, and that's when all of our goals came. Sinclair, then Prunty, and then Garden just 2 minutes after that. It was a real flurry as the Clyde defense just broke down and allowed us to take the victory. And now we get to actually we had a little bit of transfer news as one of my prospects has decided to go away, and that is Stuart Milne. Stuart Milne was picked up by Kilmarnock. I tried everything I could to try and keep him back, and I tried offering him an amateur contract, but I bumped up his squad role instead of hot prospect. I see him more as a key player, and he really is. He's a very solid back for a 17-year-old. Great speed, great defending, and he only has upside. I don't see anything bad about keeping on this player, and especially at this level, he's not going to get playing time at Kilmarnock. He's probably not even going to get playing time in their under 20s. So to have him loaned back to me, the place that brought him up, I feel it's great for his development, and I probably will continue to loan him out for next season, be it in League 2 or if we get promoted to League 1, because his development is what's key here, and he can only get better by continuing to play. So yeah, he went to Kilmarnock, and then just a week later I brought him back in on loan for the rest of the season because, well, like I said, he wasn't going to get any playing time at Kilmarnock, so why not bring him back? A few of the other transfers that are out, people that are languishing in my reserve side, like Dwayne Coltrus, Aaron Lyons. Johnny Lindsay was sitting on the bench. He wasn't getting much playing time on the left side after bringing in Kelleher. He's been getting more playing time than Lindsay, so I just let him go. And then Connor McCauley, another center mid. I seem to be stockpiling center mids, as he was one that was sitting on the reserve team and just wasn't able to break through. Just did not show to me that he was going to make a difference and break through into the side. So that is the transfer roundup, and that is everything on the schedule side. So let's get into the matches for the day. And first up It's going to be Anon, and it's going to be away. They're coming out with a 4-5-1, and I'm going to stick with the figure eight that's proved very effective for the majority of this season. So in net, we're going to have McCluskey. Our two center backs will be Milne and McNulty, yes. And our wing backs will be Gilmore and Turnbull. The two center mids, Sinclair and McBride. The attacking wingers will be Josh Watt and Graham Forsyth. And sitting up top, we will have Jordan Garden and Andy McKinnon. Let's keep this good run of form going and kick off and see what happens. Team talk went splendid, so let's kick back and see if we can pick up all 3 points today. Of course, we're going to be in our black and white hoops, Anon yellow and black. Right off the bat, we get a nice bit of attacking runs, and Ross Gilmore with a shot from about 12, 13 yards out going through defenders' legs, and Queen's Park is up 1-0 just 2.5 minutes in. But then Anon starting to come right back just 4 minutes later, having a good bit of a passing attack of their own. Good save by McCluskey, very acrobatic, just getting his hand on that. Encourage the boys, because Anon is having a little bit more possession in our attacking half. We need to try and close down on them a bit more. Try and take away their passing lanes. That ball just sails over the crossbar. No real threat there, but I keep saying that, and then Anon are coming back and showing that they're very attack heavy. Oh, good tackle by McBride. Maybe we can hit them on the counter. Garden, a long toss to McKinnon. He's got no help, though. Wait, yeah, he does. Garden just following his own shot, his own pass, and makes it 2-0 to Queen's Park just on the underside of 17 minutes. Keep it up, boys. Excellent start. It seems like the training and the formation, the familiarity is definitely helping. And McBride from just inside the box makes it 3-0 just past the half-hour mark. And Queen's Park is just running away with this match right now. They're hitting their stride. Everyone is playing great. I say that, and then right from the kickoff, Anon looking very, very solid in their passing and their attacking movement, but that shot just goes well wide. And it's looking like, with 2 minutes of stoppage time come and gone, we are going into halftime with 3-0 on the scoreboard in favor of the Spiders of Queen's Park. So let's keep it up and don't let the form drop. That's the one thing I do not like, is when I praise my players at halftime and then all of a sudden their form drops. I do not want to see that happen today. It's a foul in a very favorable position. Forsyth steps up and nowhere near the target. But on a day like today, it just does not seem like the players' mentalities would all of a sudden take a dive and their abilities wouldn't take a dive just because of how well they've been playing. Just taking a look on the stat sheet, average ratings at the bottom. Ours is a 7.24, Anon's only a 6.42 combined average rating between everybody. Down in the box, no foul. Really surprised on that. McCluskey. I was going to say, the Anon strikers are rather pacey. I've noticed that. They just about ran out my center backs, so I was glad to have McCluskey come out there. Good stop by Milne. Over the top to McKinnon. Can we make it 4? He does. Slots it low. Keeper couldn't do anything about it. Andy McKinnon makes it 4-0 to Queen's Park, and this game is starting to just be a blowout. We're just running over Anon, and there's nothing they can do about it. I'll leave that go. And start subbing people out. Yeah, we start subbing people out right now. Both my center backs on yellows, so I should probably think I'd sub them out. And yeah, you're probably right. Andy McLean and Gary Kenneth are going to sub those guys out, and then David Sinclair is going to be subbed out for Ian Gray. Whoops, wrong guy. Ian Gray for Sinclair, and there we go. All 3 subs made. Yes, a little risky at the 65th minute, but I think with a 4-0 lead, it's comfortable enough that I can make these decisions. And McKinnon with about 15 minutes left. Yeah, this is a really harsh tackle. Oh, the ref just gave no qualms about that. Straight red, but it does not look like it's going to matter. 2 minutes plus stoppage time left, and Anand get themselves a consolation goal. It sucks that they couldn't get the shutout, that we could not get the shutout, but at the end of the day, 3 points is 3 points, and there's only 1 minute of stoppage time. I'm really surprised the amount of stoppage time they gave here. But with 30 seconds left on the time, it does not look like anything's going to happen. And we can chalk this up for 3 strong points to Queen's Park to help keep us at the top of the table. And this was a really dominating performance. I did not expect this, but it is very welcome. And there it is, full time. The score 4 to Queen's Park and 1 to Anand. Excellent performance out there. And that will push us up. Airdrie lost, so that puts us at the gap of 9 points, sitting at the top of the table. Absolutely perfect. So when we come back, our next match will be against Arbroath. So hang tight, and we'll get to that. Alright, in the second match for the day, we're going to Arbroath. Gayfield Park. Only 620 tickets out of a 6,600 capacity. Probably because Arbroath has not done all that well. As you can see, they're going to run a 4-4-1-1. I'm not changing my formation, and the only player that I switched from last time is that Jack Downey is in for David Sinclair. Everybody else is left untouched. Let's kick off and get 3 more points. Alright, the team talks are over, the players are out on the pitch, and they are ready and raring to go to keep up this form. Arbroath looking to use that solid back, and with that 4-4-1-1 formation, I know all about that, so they're looking to keep that flat back 4 as flat as possible to try and do offside trapping while using that midfield to play through and just build up play. They're probably going to use their wingers more than they should, so I'm going to try and exploit the middle as much as possible. But so far, I don't see much of anything going on. 20 minutes have passed, and not so much as a whimper, not so much as a foul or a card or anything. But 22 minutes gone, now we finally get our first highlights. Down. Can we keep possession? No, I thought Downey was going to keep that. Gilmore getting it back. It's a lot of midfield play right now. Not a lot of movement. And then we get a good tackle through. No, Arbroath playing through the center. Good bit of passing. Good save by McCluskey. Forcing that corner. Solid defense. Kick that out. Ooh, another good save by McCluskey. That was a laser going to the top center of the net. Forcing another corner. Ooh, and it's headed over the bar. Defense doing well right now. But our offensive side is not faring as good. So I'm just tell them to push forward a bit. Because we've only had 2 shots, as you can see in the stats column, only one of them on target. And, well, it's been pretty uneventful so far. 0-0 at the half, and I'm not happy with performance out there because, well, hasn't been much of an effort up front. Defense knows what it needs to do. Strikers, I am not happy with your finishing. Do better. Field. And everybody's happy. So let's go. Let's kick off for the second 45. We start with the ball. Don't know how much is we're going to make of that. But we're just looking for some solid attacking play. That's all we want. Just before the hour mark, and thought we had something good deep, but Arbroath now on the counter. Great passing leading to a great goal. And Arbroath are up 1-0 at home. Tell them to get creative. And we're going to need to find a goal. We're going to need to find a goal fast. Arbroath once again. And, yeah. I'm probably going to take off Kyle Turnbull. Yeah. He is going to get a card. He gets a yellow card. And we concede a penalty. So, Kelleher's going to come on for Turnbull. I'm going to drop him back. Who else we got here that's tired and needs to come out? Danny McNulty, which McLean's going to come on for you. And then sitting in the middle, we're going to have Craig Anderson coming in for Jack Downey. Not a lot of good on this squad today. Players just been very middling, very average, very lethargic. And this is what's going to lead to a penalty kick, and more than likely is going to put Arbroath up 2-0 after 70 minutes. McCluskey dove way late. Dove to the right side, but dove way late, and it's 2-0 to Arbroath. As there's just not been a lot of great things to talk about on our side. Well, we do get a deep throw in with about 8 minutes left, but nothing comes of that. Where is our defense? Oh my lord. McCluskey having to come way out. Oh, they're very fortunate on that. That whoever took that shot just took it way long. But in the end, it is not going to matter, as that's the full-time whistle, and Arbroath put an end to our good run of form. Our 3-match unbeaten run has come to a halt. Could have been better. Could have been a lot better. As you can see now, Montrose have overtaken Airdrie. They are 7 points back behind us. It looked like, did Airdrie play? They probably played the day before, but it doesn't look like they got any more points. Or if they did, they drew. No, they drew. So, Queen's Park are 7 points clear after 25 matches. There's still 11 matches left in the season. So a lot of things can go very right or very wrong. So when we come back, it's going to be the end of the season. Now, I don't know if that end of the season is going to be a promotion season review or is it going to be promotion playoffs. We'll find out at that time. But I'd like to thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please give a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, comments, suggestions, questions, anything else, please leave in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.